Range Rover is one of the very few automotive icons. It has remained in continuous production since 1970 and has been adopted by footballers as well as royalty, thanks in part to it redefining what luxury means for the 4x4 sector. This third generation Range Rover, known internally as L322, has been with us since 2002, though it's been consistently refined and improved to keep pushing that duality where these cars can be as good on-road as they are off it. Very few cars can mimic the majesty of a Range Rover, and that bold yet elegant silhouette has evolved over time to become as distinctive as it is desirable. Aside from these on-trend daytime running LED lights, the design doesn't really shout. Instead, it lays emphasis on the details, the finish, the precision lines that all help offer a more intrinsic value of quality. And the result, like a lot of luxury products, is that for some intangible reason, you just want one. Inside, the Range Rover has a beautifully crafted cabin full of leather and aluminium, as well as feeling absolutely massive. These front seats feel more like armchairs and are electrically adjustable, as is the steering. The dashboard architecture is starting to feel a little bit dated now, but all the controls are still very clearly laid out. You've still got masses of storage space in here, as well as these two glove boxes, as well as it being full of gadgets. The analog dials, for example, have been replaced with a full TFT screen, and there's also a very clever 8-inch dual view display that simultaneously allows the passenger to watch the TV or a DVD while the driver can only watch the sat-nav. Getting into the back can be a little bit tricky for some due to this high floor, but all seats get electronic functions for reclining as well as heating and cooling. Legroom isn't exactly limo-like, but you do get a couple of oversized vanity mirrors, a couple of DVD screens that you can operate with this infotainment console, as well as a button in the back to push the front passenger seat forward, chauffeur car styling. Round the back, the split tailgate means that you can load smaller items really quickly and easily. Or if you're in the country, you can use this second ledge to sit on and take your wellies off. As for the boot itself, it's really generous in terms of space for any trip to the tip. Plus, you get a full-size spare. That vast expanse of bonnet constantly reminds you of the size of this thing. But in truth, the Range Rover is not an intimidating car to drive. On the road, the adaptive air suspension and adaptive damping make it feel so well behaved in the corners. There's a tiny bit of body roll, but then you feel the car dig in and it's really satisfying. The refinement and ride quality is also superb, certainly up there with the finest chauffeur cars. It just seems to iron out any imperfections in the surfacing, and there's hardly any noise that translates into the cabin. Though you can spec a supercharged 5-litre V8 petrol, there's more than enough power going on in the more popular 4.4-litre turbo diesel. It feels quick. It's also coupled to this very smooth 8-speed gearbox, which I can select using these very simple paddles. And of course, when it comes to the dirt, what this thing can do with permanent 4-wheel drive, all-terrain response, and normal road tyres is frankly astounding. When it comes to blending supreme on and off-road ability in a luxury road car, then nothing comes close to the Range Rover. Granted, it's expensive to run and past reliability records have been patchy, but if you're in the market for an executive saloon, this could be the wild card you've been waiting for.